G'day, Michael here. These tips are tiny, as you can see, relative to this pen, so my hands are relatively clumsy on this scale. The bottom one here that the pen is pointing to is out of the Delta machine, and the upper one there is actually the same as what's in my dual-headed machine here. Okay, now you can see the Delta machine's tips has about twice as much of the tip in the actual heater block, so obviously it can probably take about twice the amount of energy transferred from the heater block into melting the filament, whereas the other one is obviously much smaller. So that's my theory as to why the dual-headed machine here can't handle the volume of printing filament that the Delta can. Quite aside from the actual top speed of the printer, mechanically X, Y, Z movements, quite aside from that is actually the flow rate of the filament. Now you can see here there's a big difference in the transfer rate potential between these two tips. So what I might do somewhere down the track, not right now, but somewhere down the track, I might see if I can jimmy up this kind of tip into the Prusa machine, which I'm not wishing to tar Prusa themselves, because this is not what a current Prusa model would be. Obviously what they're doing now, I've seen online, they've got some beautiful machines there. This is obviously an older tech machine, and it's sort of a cheap clone of a Prusa. Alright, so in any case, I'm going through the process of debugging it, optimizing it to the sorts of things I do. Many other people want to produce smaller, finer prints. Well, I guess this kind of tip would be plenty for if you're doing much slower, finer prints than what I'm doing. I'm trying to do much larger prints, and obviously the amount of volume of material that goes through the machine is quite important to me, and I'm sure I'm not alone. There would be many people that want to get much larger prints through, and so these tips can either help or hinder that process. Well, I hope that's of interest to you. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, ask a question, leave a comment. Bye for now.